Dear Transport Authority, you ma come about this morning. Imagine getting a phone call or a voice note, I should say, from a friend who is weeping and wailing because her relative, she get a picture of her relative in her school uniform, her niece, sprawl out, dead, on the way to school. Now, bad or not too bad, she's in an illegal taxi, 15 years old, because she has no other way to get to school. This is her reality, living in rural Jamaica. So for those of you morons who are trying to blame the students, because you have some of you drunker out there, we're blaming the students for this accident. Consider that this is their only means of getting to school in the morning. It wasn't even an illegal taxi. The taxi had a red plate. But make we talk about the fact that this taxi man, for whatever reason, refused to stop when the Transport Authority decided to give chase. Probably him know something papers up. Me no know. I don't know. For whatever reason, he refused to stop when the Transport Authority signaled him to stop. Now, I'm no lawyer, I'm no legal luminary, but I have a question. Who gives the Transport Authority the authority to stop vehicles? Now, only police can do that, but let us not digress. So when the taxi man decided to stop, for whatever reason, how comes Transport Authority decided to engage this man in a high-speed chase while being fully aware that his vehicle is loaded with students? Maybe it is that he was overloaded with students and he was carrying more passengers than he was supposed to. I don't know. I can only suppose. My point is, you cannot expect as a sensible person, an authority, that you would not weigh the pros and the cons of engaging an illegal taxi in a high-speed chase. And I am using illegal, quote unquote, because the man did have a red plate, but obviously he was engaged in some illegal activity. Could be that him overloaded, who knows? Maybe him carrying 7 students when him supposed to carry 4 or 5. I have no idea. What I am aware of is that students are dead because the Transport Authority decided to engage this taxi driver in a chase. But I'm not too bad, the taxi driver not gonna stop. But let me ask you this. Do you ask criminals why they conduct criminal activities? So before you even start, why the driver never stopped? You ask criminals why they are criminals? When people decide to engage in illegal activity, do you stop them and ask them why? What I want to know is why the Transport Authority engaged in an illegal activity, resulting in the deaths of 2 students so far. Because while the media says it's 2 deaths, eyewitness account says as many as 4 or 5 deaths, including one person who died on the scene after having a heart attack because of the carnage in front of him, an elderly man. So I'm saying to myself, who is supposed to be responsible? You see, this is what happens when you have a country that is being governed by people who are loyalists. Them not have no sense in them head to make sensible decisions. Whose decision was it to have the Transport Authority engage in a high-speed chase of a vehicle with kids, school kids in it? My blood a boil, you know. I don't know, me no normally come out nothing on the platform yet these days, but my blood a boil this morning because it could have been anybody's child. It could have been anybody's child. And as I said, I don't want to hear any moron come on my platform and talk about these kids should not be taking illegal taxi or whatever because they simply have no other way to get to school. And if them parents don't send them to school, the government is going to lock them up. So we have a full broken system, right? That is being overseen by a broken authority. Why are you on the road in the morning terrorizing people, taking kids to school, if you have no alternative? So you're running down taxi drivers for overloading their vehicles with kids. Who won't take them to school? Do you have an alternative for these kids? But you have the audacity to be chasing them down to their deaths. The whole one is a set of drunk. And the blood of these kids are on your hands. One is a wicked set of drunk, and all I want put in a one barrel and roll over one steep precipice. Because Jah knows that my blood is boiling for this morning, and I hope every single member of the Transport Authority who had something to do with this collision this morning, tormented for the rest of our life. I hope it drive on a mad. I hope on a brain blow up because but then it's a set of demon and I don't have no conscience. So this will just blow over and nothing will come of it because we have an unconscionable government and we have all of these unconscionable people running these authorities and being put in positions that's supposed to be led by people who have sense, but just ras dunce. I don't even want to tell you morning this morning because God knows I grieve. This grieve me. I hope to get some lawsuits, some serious lawsuits. Serious lawsuits, even though that cannot bring back the kids' them life. I'm sick of you. I am sick of you people who govern that country. When I get on top of my nerves.